back later. Okay, so first thing that we're looking at here is what the question's asking us. So it says right away, nurse should set the flow rate at how many drops per minute. So that's going to tell you actually how to set the problem up. Okay.
Okay.
As soon as you see drop factor, that's going to tell you. So let's take our numbers out of here. So I'm going to take my total volume, which is what?
2,000.
Okay, then I got to take my time, which right now it's in hours. So that means I got to convert it because that has to be in minutes.
And that's 14.
And then my drop factor, which is 15. And the formula is the same every time for the drop factor. Okay, as soon as you see drops per minute, that's going to tell you the formula. Okay, so it's always going to be total volume over total time in minutes times your drop factor. And it's always a whole number. I don't have to tell you to round that because that's a rule. Okay, so you should know it's always a whole number. Okay, so our total volume is our 2,000 mLs. Our time was 24 hours, and you said that was how many minutes?
1440.
Okay, so 24 times 60 gave us 1440. And our drop factor was 15.
And I gave you 96. Wait, hold on. I think I'm lying.
Okay, I got 20.83.
I said I think I'm lying. I put it in wrong.
All right, and this number is your 10th place. Okay, this is what dictates what that number is going to do. So that 8 is over a 5, so that's going to give us a 21 drop factor there. Okay. Everybody with me? Anybody have a problem with that one?
No, I know exactly what I did on that one now. I wasn't paying attention, and I did it again. I divided the 15 instead of multiplying it. I did it again. That's why I said no. I got that one wrong.
So the thing is to memorize those formulas. Those formulas are what's going to save your life on these questions. Knowing the formula. Okay, this one is asking us for drops per minute again. Okay, so what is our volume here?
1,000.
1,000.
Is our time?
6 hours.
10 drops.
360 minutes, right? And then our drop factor is 10. Again, always going to be a whole number. It should not have to tell you that. So we have 1,000 divided by our 360 minutes because we have 6 hours times 60 minutes times our drop factor of 10.
So 28.
Correct. You should have got 27.7, and that 7 would dictate this to go up to 28. Anybody have questions on that? If you have them, please ask, because you're probably not the only one. So this session is designed to clarify any questions that you have, any concerns, any unsureties. All right, look at the next one. Okay, whenever I do conversions, because this is what you have to do here. This is just desired over have, but you have to convert. So I'm always convert my decimal or my biggest number because I don't like working with decimals if I don't have to. Right? So the first thing that you have to do here, you have 0.25 milligrams ordered. On hand, we have 125 micrograms. So the key to success on these is being able to see your graph. Whenever you're going to the left, you're losing the love of your life and you're going to divide.
That's another thing that I get mixed up on. Okay. So
Whenever you're
let-
going to the right, you're in love, you're going to act like rabbits and multiply. Okay, so here we have 0.25 milligrams. On hand, we have 125 micrograms. I would go to the right here. Okay, because I want to get rid of the decimal. So I'm going to multiply by 1,000, and that gives me 25 micrograms. Oh, times 1,000, it gave me 250.
I thought it was
I'm sorry,
250.
250. You're right. 250.
Yeah.
I only put 100 in the calculator, so that's why I got that. All right, and then 125 goes into 250 twice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ready to help her because she's got a bowel problem.
So
If not, just do it on the calculator. 250 divided by 125 equals 2. Right, so that's what you're going to get, 2 tablets. And you just write 2 there, not tablets or anything, okay? Anybody have a problem with the conversions?
yes.
Okay, so let's look at a few.
I was about to say, yeah, I do, Miss Sue.
I
We
get
can do a
confused.
couple.
Let's do some. Let's do some. Let's just have a little bit of fun and do some. All right, let me know when you can see my dosage calc screen.
We can see a white screen still.
Okay, let's start with the next question here. Okay, now looking at this question, it's asking you how many tablets you would administer. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, now when I do a question like this, I would convert the micrograms here because I'm going to get a smaller number, right? Because I know if I'm looking at the graph, I should be able to, in my brain, envision that grams is to the left of micrograms. And whenever I'm going to the left, I'm losing the love of my life. I have to divide. So you have to be able to see that little screen in your brain. Okay? Write down your numbers here, which is 9 million micrograms and 9 grams. Okay? Let's go to the whiteboard. Again, here is your graph.
I did one time.
Okay, so if you're going from micrograms to grams, you're going this way, right? Whenever you go to the left, what's happening?
Divide.
Losing
You're
the love of my
something.
life, I'm going to divide, right?
Mhm.
So let's take our 9 million and put it in your calculator. So you should have 6 zeros. And you're going to divide that by 1,000. And now it's in milligrams, okay? And you need to divide it by 1,000 again to take it to grams. Now you have 9 grams ordered and
Okay.
9 grams on hand, right?
Yes. One tab.
Everybody with me on that? Now's the time to speak up. Somebody else might not understand either.
Now, Miss Sue, you had to divide it twice by 1,000 because of the decimal spot.
Well,
Correct.
because you're going from milligrams to grams. So it's 2 steps, right? First you have to micrograms first to milligrams, and then from milligrams to grams.
Okay.
So that's why. So you have to know where everything sits on this arrow. This is what you need to remember is this arrow. And what does it look like? Where is everything sitting? Okay?
Okay.
So what's the difference here? So the weight is the same, it's just different.
Ms. Loach, can you split your screen?
I can't split my screen.
Okay.
I don't know how to anyway, if I could. Okay. But this is how I want you to think about this, okay? This kilogram is a great big diamond. Okay? When it's in micrograms, it's the same weight in diamonds. It's just a lot of little ones. So you know how you see 2 rings advertised by the jeweler and they both say 2 carats. One of them has 1 great big carat, right? And the other one has 2 carats, but if you notice, there's all these little chips all around the ring. There's not one big diamond on there. There's just a bunch of little chips of diamonds, right? It still weighs 2 kilograms. It still weighs 2 carats, but you have a bunch of little pieces as opposed to 1 big piece. So that's why you have to do this. It's still the same weight overall. It's equivalent. So you have to find what is the equivalent. All right. So you have to remember how many things are in between kilogram and microgram. So if you're going from microgram towards kilogram, you're taking all those little chunks and you're making it to 1 big chunk. So you got to divide there. If you're going the other way, you're taking that 1 big chunk and making it into a bunch of little chunks. So you have to multiply. Hopefully that makes you understand it a little bit better. All right, let's try another one. So you got 1 tablet there. Let's see if you rock stars are right. And you are. All right, look at this one here. Now, which one would you prefer to break down?
The MCG.
So now you're going from micrograms to grams. So how many times do you need to divide it by 1,000?
2.
Twice.
2. Good. You should end up with 13, right?
Yes.
Which you're going to end up with an answer of 6 point something, right? Because 13 divided by 2, 2 will go in there about 6 and
6.5.
some change, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't even need a calculator for that.
You round up to 7.
Well, can you
Oh,
score
no,
tablets?
6.5
Sometimes
percent.
you can. So for this one, unless it tells you to round up, you're not going to. But if
Okay.
it were a capsule, okay, how are you giving it? This says a tablet. So most tablets can be scored. A lot of them can be. But if it's a capsule, you wouldn't be able to score this, right?
Okay.
So common sense should tell you if this was a capsule, your answer would have to be 7. How are you giving it? And that's where the rounding rules come in. You have to know how you're giving it. Because if I'm giving liquid in a little dosage cup, can I measure that to the nearest tenth?
No.
But if I'm giving it in an injection needle, can I?
Yes.
Okay, so how am I giving it? I
PL.
can't divide a capsule in half. I can't divide extended release in half,
Okay.
but I can have a normal tablet that's scoreable. Let's try another one. And then we're going to do this with a different type of problem. So now what are we going to?
Kilogram. Going to milligram.
Okay, so
Go
if
to
you're
the
going to go
right.
to milligram, are you going to divide your kilograms or are you going to multiply?
Multiply it
Multiply.
Okay, and you're going to have to do it how many times?
to, wait, hold on.
One.
Gram once.
2, right? Because you're going from kilograms to gram and then to milligram. So if you're going kilogram to milligram, you got to multiply twice. Don't forget. It's kilogram, then gram, then milligram.
Let's see.
Is 7 gram. And then 7,000 milligram. 2.1.
So how much you going to give here? What'd you end up with as your answer?
Is it 105?
Okay, let's do it on the board. Okay, we have 0.007 kilograms, right? And then we have 15,000 milligrams.
Mhm.
Okay. So I'm going to take my 0.007 times 1,000. And then times 1,000 again. And I got 7,000 milligrams.
Mhm.
Okay. Mhm.
Okay. And then I got 0.46 or half a
Mhm.
tab.
Divided by 6.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay. Because that's what I got. And I'm like, but I'm not looking at the 10th. Okay.
Well, you can't give 0.46 of a tablet, right? This is where critical thinking comes in.
So you round that 4 up to a 5.
So how are you gonna work out? Which way out? How many ways out?
And then if you go in the bottom here, guys, it's going to show you. Okay. You could have did it either way. I would have got rid of the decimal. That's the way I did it. They actually chose to keep it in kilograms and do it that way. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah. So originally you can use the stairs, but then the other way out and over that. Which stairs were they use? Big one, right?
Okay, let's try one more of these. And then we'll move on.
Hmm.
Is it one?
That's what I got. Is that what everybody else got?
Mhm.
Okay, here's your calculation down here. Again, they're going grams to kilograms. Okay, because they're probably converting
Yeah, I
the
got
order,
one.
all right? Because in real life, you can only convert the order. You can't convert what you have on hand. All right, so that's what they're doing here is converting the order. It doesn't matter though if you're doing math, which one you convert. I would work whichever one is easier for me to work with as far as a number. And that's what you have to decide for yourself because that might be different for everybody.
Beautiful.
All right, let's look at another one. All right, first one's pretty straightforward. See if you can do this one. Remember what it's asking you for. That tells you how to set it up.
$354.
So why is that wrong?
Did I not round?
You didn't round correctly.
So
Let's do it on the board.
355.
Correct.
847.
So it should be 847, right? That was your total volume.
Mm-hmm.
Divided by your 234 minutes.
I gave you 3.61.
Times your 98. And I got 354.72. Is that what everybody else got?
Yes.
And remember, this dictates this. And since it has to be a whole number, it's going to take that to 355. Okay?
Say hello.
Let's try another one. This one's going to make you do something here first, right? So it's asking for drops per minute. So what's the first thing that you have to do here?
Convert.
Okay, what are you converting? Come on, nurse.
MCL to ML.
Thank you.
It's 5,000.
And that scale's the same as the other scale, right? Microliters, milliliters. So what are you going to do to convert that?
Divide by 1,000.
Correct.
Okay.
You guys got your numbers?
Eight.
So
Yeah, 8.
we should have 221 divided by 1,000. Or we could have just went 1, 2, 3, which would have gave us 221 milliliters over our 48 minutes. times are,
Mm.
over 1284 minutes, my bad.
All right, write down the question.
Не собирается и первого размещения.
Times your drop factor of 48. Okay, and that should have gave you 8.26, which equals what?
Well, I did something wrong. I don't know what I did wrong. 21 divided by. Oh, my numbers is different.
Would be 8.
Right, that would
8.6.
equal 8. Okay, whoever got it wrong, you with me? You know where you made your mistake?
84.
I promise.
You with me, nurse?
Ms. Loach, I thought the 6 told the 2 to round it up to the 3, so I thought it would be 8.3. Oh wait, never mind. We doing drip factor, right?
Right. So it
Okay,
has to be a
alright.
whole number, so you're gonna
Yeah,
use
it's a whole
the 2.
number.
Okay? Okay, 8 was correct. And here is the bottom, how they did it, okay?
I'm gonna write
They
that
did
down.
it the way we did it. Take a picture of it if you need to. Okay, let's try one more of these. This one you have to do a few conversions.
Two point one times 60 plus 126. And then that's
Everybody got their numbers?
Hold on one moment.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the whiteboard. Okay, so we started with 0.00037 kiloliters. And I went ahead and multiplied that times 1,000 to go to liters.
126.
And then you get 3.7.
Then we're gonna multiply it times 1,000 again to go to milliliters.
3,700.
So I got 370. And then I had to divide that by my minutes. So I took my 2.1 hours times 60,
126.
gave me 126 minutes. And then I multiply that times my drop factor, which was 85, right? So that came up to be a really big number. So let me make sure I did everything right.
Yeah,
370
mine did too.
divided by 126 times 85, which should have gave me 249.6,
Six. Yes.
which should be 250, right?
Mhm.
That what everybody got?
Yes.
Rock stars. Okay, we go with those now with the conversions. How
Miss,
we feeling?
hold on one moment.
A lot
So
more
we-
comfortable.
We went to the 6 because it was 2,049. So that's why we went to the 6 to round it up to 250.
Let's go back here. So yes, 249.6. The 6 would round this up to 250.
Okay. Gotcha.
Go ahead.
Ms. Loach, will this count as one of the remediations, one of the meetings?
It does.
Okay. You got my name down?
No, I don't. Did you put your name in the chat?
Oh, we gotta
Let
put
me
our name
put
in
it.
chat.
Yeah, I'm recording. So if you put your name in the chat, I will have it.
Okay.
Okay, let's go back to the test and see what else is on there. Okay, we did number 3. Number 4 is here. So number 4 is asking for the strength. Okay, so this is the one time that you would put the milligrams behind the question because it's asking for a strength. So that answer there should have been 2 milligrams. Everybody good with that?
Well, we can't see it, Miss Sue. It's stuck on the last question of 250.
How about now?
Okay,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, so
Okay,
everybody
good.
good with that one?
2 milligrams, the strength?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, this one was asking for the trade name. Now, you know, it used to be back in the day that only the trade name was the only thing capitalized, but it's not like that anymore. But what you will notice is the trade name usually has a trademark next to it. Like this one has the letter R in that circle. Okay, that's a patent on this drug. So that means that once somebody made this drug, no one else can make this exact formula for a couple of years until that trademark expired. Now other people can make it under different names and different formulas.
Oh, okay.
Cephalexin is the generic name. It used to be that all the generic names were not capitalized, but now I see them being capitalized. So I wouldn't go by that rule anymore. Look for that trademark. That's going to tell you there's no trademark. It's a generic name.
Okay.
All right, tablespoons. Remember what I said yesterday. What does that B mean?
I didn't get what you said yesterday.
Yesterday I said the B means there be more mLs because in a teaspoon there is no B, right? It's just TSP. So when you see TBSP, that means there's more
Table.
mLs. 15 in a tablespoon, 5 in a teaspoon. Okay, so if you're converting, then what do you have to do? You have to take however many tablespoons you have and multiply that times the number of mLs in each tablespoon. So in this case, you have 10 tablespoons. How many mLs is in each one?
15.
So you got to take the 10 and multiply it by 15 to give you 150 mLs. Everybody go with that.
That's good.
Same thing when you're going from kilograms to pounds, you got to multiply, I'm sorry. Because kilograms is what we like to weigh ourselves in when we're women, right? Because it's a smaller number. So if you're going towards pounds, pounds is going to be a bigger number. That means you have to multiply. 75 times 2.2.
165.
Okay, that's your answer then. This is just a desired over have. And how do you know that?
As a milligrams, both got milligrams in it, and then it's going to mLs.
That's wrong. That's not how you know that.
No, it's a order Vistarel 25 milligrams,
I just know how to
and
do
then the pharmacy sent Vistarel 50 milligrams per 2 ml.
Actually, the statement that says the nurse will administer to patient 1 dose. That's what tells you it's desired over have.
Mm,
Because whenever you're administering a dose or you're administering something, that's what you're giving is a dose, right? So it's always going to be desired over have when you're giving a dose.
Okay.
So all you needed out of that was the 25, put it over the 50, multiply it by 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
1.
Everybody good with that one? That's why you always read the last statement in the sentence first.
Okay.
Okay, this one says how many drops per minute. As soon as you see that, your brain should say, okay, I need my total volume, my total time in minutes. My answer has to be a whole number.
5 hours.
So 500 divided by your 5 hours, which should be 300 minutes times your 20, right?
Yes. 300 times.
What'd you get?
33.
33.
Yeah.
Everybody get that?
Mm-hmm.
This is asking for milliliters per hour. Okay? And this is how you write milliliters per hour, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so just think of this as a division sign. All you need is your total mLs divided by
9.
total hours. Okay?
So would that be 167, Miss Sue?
Well, let's see. What do we have? We have 1,500 mLs. And we're giving it over 9 hours. So 1,500 divided by 9 equals 166.6.
Oh, that's how you do that, baby. I thought I had
But
to like
it's
break the
6.6,
line up.
so it would actually round to 166.7. Can you set an IV pump to the nearest 10?
No.
Yes, you can. Let's see how your instructor gave you this answer. I want to see how she rounded it. This should tell you to round it to the nearest 10th if that's how they want it rounded. Let's see, this is this one here, I think. So she rounded this to the nearest whole number. So that's probably how she's having you do your mLs per hour to the nearest whole number.
Now, see how you just said it the first time? That's how I would have did it. The 166.7.
That is the correct way to do it because we don't round up because we're giving it on a pump usually.
And that's where I get thrown off too. Like, all right. So if she would have asked round to the nearest 10th, that would have been 166.7.
Correct.
Okay.
Now, what if this said give 1,500 mLs over 480 minutes? How would you do the problem? And it's asking you for mLs per hour.
Just make it an
So
hour.
let's put it on the whiteboard. So let's say I told you I want you to give 1,500 mLs over 480 minutes. How would you set the pump in mLs per hour?
You have to change the minutes back to hours, correct?
Correct. So the easiest way to do that is just divide this and multiply by 60.
Mm.
Hmm.
Mm.
Oh, okay, so divide the whole thing.
Then multiply this.
Okay.
Okay.
And let me just show you how this works. Let's try it with a different number that might make more sense to you. So let's say you had 100 mLs and I asked you to give it over 30 minutes. And I want to know mLs per hour. Now I said you could just take it over the 30 and multiply it by 60. And if you did that, you should get 200. Did you?
Oh my God. No, hold on. What
Mm.
did I get? I cleared it once you said that. Divided by 480 equals.
Wait a minute. Are you looking at the whiteboard? Can you see the whiteboard?
Oh, no. Let me do the whiteboard now. 100.
So you're giving 100 mLs over 30 minutes. And I want to know what your rate would be in mLs per hour. Can you see the whiteboard?
I got 200.
Okay, that's what you should have got. Is that what everybody got?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you were doing it, and you said, okay, well, what fraction of an hour is 30 minutes? You already know it's a half hour, right?
Right.
Which is 0.5. So if you just took 100 and divided it by 0.5, you would get literally the same answer. So you either have to do it the way I show you here on the board, or you have to determine what that fraction of an hour is. Okay? That's the easiest way to do it the way I showed you. But if you took 100 and divided by 0.5, because 0.5 is a half hour, you're still going to get 200. Just want you to be aware of that. Right? It's the same math, two different ways. You still get the same answer. Okay, so let's try some of these mLs per hour. Oh my God, Miss Sue. But really, I'm confident that you rock stars got this. What's the first thing that you have to do?
But we
can't
can't see
it.
anything, Miss Sue. Our board is white.
I'll turn it back to
You have to,
hours.
you
What's
have
the
to
first thing you got to do here?
change MCL to mLs.
Correct. And you're going to do that by
Multiplying it by 1,000.
multiplying or dividing.
We're going to opposite. Divide.
Divided.
Okay. And if you do that part first, right, now you got your milliliters already in your calculator. So all you have to do here is divide it by the 1284 and multiply the whole thing times 60, right? Because that's how I showed you how to do this. And what'd you end up with?
Should be 37.5.
37.4.
37.5. Why 37.5 over the person that's staying 37.4?
There's 7 total 4 to round up.
Right, the 7. So you should have gotten 37.47, and that 7 is going to round that 4 to a 5. So that would make this 37.5. Got me?
Yes.
Bam, rock stars, just like that. Looks hard, it's not really hard. If you looked at this question a half hour ago, you would have said, wow, there's no way I could do this. You see, on this one here, they do it by dividing the number of minutes by 60, okay? That's going to give you a fraction of an hour. But for me, I feel like, why should I go through all that when I could just do this in one little step? But they're explaining to you why they do it there, so that's why they have it set up like that. But you don't really need to do that. You still got the same answer, right?
Mhm.
So what matters is, do you have a formula that works for the question you're trying to solve? Here you go. This is a simple one. Let's see if you can do it.
So it's 4.6.
Right. Hey, rock stars. There you go. This is all free on dosagehelp.com, by the way.
This helped a lot. Thank you.
Let's go to another one. All right, do this one.
Okay.
72.6.
That's what I got.
Okay.
I got 72.6.
Great. There you go, rock stars.
Well, 2.6.
Oh, okay. I'm about to pass that quiz.
Okay, what's this one asking? How long will it last? So that's looking for time now. Okay?
Oh,
Can you see it?
yeah,
No,
we can see what you're saying.
About now. Number 11.
okay. Number 11.
Everybody see number 11?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we have 1,000 mLs and it's going at 125 an hour. It's asking how long it will last. So all you have to do here is take your total volume and divide it by your infusion rate, which is 125, right?
8.
8. That's right. Anybody have a problem with that one? All right, everybody do number 12 and let's see what you get.
Yeah.
$78.
Okay, good. Everybody got 78?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yes, I'm good.
Okay, so now we're going ounces to milliliters. So what you have to determine here is how many milliliters is each ounce worth. And this is a shot glass, right? 30 mLs.
180.
Okay, 180 is correct. Everybody good with that one?
Mm-hmm.
going from mLs to ounces, then you have to divide, right?
Right.
This is just a desired over half. This here, okay, how are we giving this? It says we're giving it PO.
Time.
So answer should have been 10. Everybody got that?
10 ml.
Good. And the last one.
Mhm.
3 tabs.
Okay, good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, anything else? What else you guys need me to go over? Anything anybody still not feeling confident with?
Yeah.
The IV piggyback. Hello?
I'm here.
Oh. Yeah. The IV piggyback.
Okay. Hey, look at number 9 here.
Mhm.
So you have 2 orders here, okay? Usually, unless it says it's running in the same line, it's running in 2 separate lines. Okay, so this one wants you to calculate your IV piggyback and your normal saline. Okay? What's it asking us for? What are we going to end up with? How do we set the pump?
This is for 9.
Yep.
We would do
How do you set your
500
IV pump?
we would convert the 5 hours to minutes.
No, you wouldn't. How do you set your IV pump? How's your IV pump set? Is your
To
IV pump
500
set in
mLs.
minutes? Okay, your IV pump set in mLs per hour, right?
Yes.
Okay, so this is what you need. Your total volume,
You're gonna divide it
time in
by
hours. Okay, so for the first one, what is your total volume there?
The total volume is 500 mLs.
Are you looking at number 6 here?
No, we have number
on the
9 and
wrong
10.
Number
in front of-
9.
Number 9, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just want to make sure you can see the right question. All right,
Oh,
so where
question
it
number
says
6.
order 0.9% normal saline, what is your total volume there?
1,000 mLs.
And what is your time?
Over 5 hours.
Okay, so it's mLs per hour. You're going to take your time and divide it by your hours there because you have 1,000 mLs and 5 hours, right? So your IV flow rate for that one is going to be what?
200.
Okay, now let's look at the second one. You calculated the same way. Now, where you might be looking at it differently is when it's in an I&O, and I'm going to show you that. But here, it's asking you for the IV piggyback flow rate in mLs per hour. It's the same calculation. What's your total volume?
50 mLs.
And what's your time in hours? Oh, wait a minute. It's in minutes. So how do we do this
30.
one?
So you just take 50 divided by 30
And then
times it by the 8.
multiply by 60, right, in order to convert it to hours. And
Okay.
you should get 100. Did you?
All I got 100. Yes.
Okay. So that's your IV piggyback flow rate in mLs per hour.
Okay.
All right, this is in the INO one, okay? So this is asking about intake. Again, whenever you have an IV piggyback, all right, it's going to run on a separate line unless it tells you it's running on the same line. So here you have an IV starting at 2 a.m. and it's going at 80 mLs an hour, and it's asking you for the intake from 11 p.m., right, or 2300 hours to 7 a.m. But this was started at 2 a.m. So how long is it from 2 to 7? How many hours? 2 to 7. How many hours from 2 a.m. to 7 a.m.?
6 hours.
6?
Fine.
5 hours, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so your infusion is running at 80 mLs an hour for 5 hours. What is the total volume there?
So 80 times 5. 400.
Okay, so we have 400 mLs there. And then you have the IV piggyback, and that was 200 mLs at 6 a.m. So that's usually going to go in as a one-time dose. So you would just add that 200 to the 400 you already have, which would give you 600 mLs for that total intake there. What you have to watch is when it says it runs on a separate line. So,
I'm doing it with you, but I'm confused.
okay, why are you confused? I mean, why are you confused?
I'm confused about, I guess, what is X and what numbers we're looking at and why we're looking at them.
Well, you're looking at your intake because you need, if you're giving somebody IV fluids, you need to know how much you gave them, right?
Right. Right.
If you're doing strict INOs, which usually we are, if we're giving somebody IV fluids. So that's why you're calculating. But let's go back here to this, if I can find the right one. Can you see number 14 on the screen?
Yes.
So if you were calculating intake, which you would be if you're giving somebody IV fluids.
Okay.
So you have to calculate all of the intake, IV fluids, PO, all that.
Okay.
So that's why you have to know that. Look at the second one. Go ahead. Look at the second one. The second one's saying calculate the intake for the 0700 to 1500. It says parental. That means IV, right?
Right.
So what would be your parental intake for the 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. shift?
The once no. Using 108. So is it 1,000?
So you're going to start with, you have 100 mLs an hour at 8 a.m. and that's going for 2 hours, right? From 8 to 10.
Okay.
That's what it says here, right? So that's
Right.
200 mLs. Now the doctor changed the rate to 125 an hour
Mm-hmm.
at 10 a.m. So from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., how many hours you have there?
5.
Okay, so now you have to take the 125 and multiply that times 5 hours because you had 125 mLs for another 5 hours. So that's 625 mLs, correct?
Yes.
Plus the 200 that you already had. So now you're at 825 mLs. Now you have an IV piggyback. And that was 100 mLs. And that was given at 11. And since the 11 a.m. time falls between the 7 and 1500 shift time, we would add in that 100. So that should give you a total of 925 mLs intake for that shift.
Mm. Huh.
So there is a site you can go to. Right here, registerednurse.com. She will talk you through it on the video, and then there's a practice calculation quiz that you can do.
I know this question.
Just give me 1 second, guys. All right, so everybody got that site? I'll put that in the chat box for you. And then I'm also going to put the dosage help one in there for you. You should be able to click on those links. You want to click on them now before you go out of the Zoom, because once you go out of the Zoom, you won't be able to see that. Those are the 2 websites where you can practice those questions. Okay. In here, you can practice everything in dosagehelp.com. I mean, they have every single kind of question that you can imagine in here. All right. What other questions do you guys need to work on?
That was it for me, Ms. Loach. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else need me to go over anything? All right, guys. Have a good day then. We're good, right?
Thank you.
Everybody got the links?
Yeah, we got it.
Okay. And everybody has my PowerPoint, right?
A PowerPoint.
Did you just send the PowerPoint out?
No, I sent the PowerPoint a while ago. Let me see if I can resend it. Also, if you go on my YouTube channel, I have most of the stuff recorded on there. I have plenty of Dosage Calc sessions on there. You can go on and see me breaking it down.
Your YouTube channel. That's okay.
Yep. Just type my name in and you will find it. Dosage Calc. My name and Dosage Calc. I'm opening up my email now so I can send you the PowerPoint. Okay, about 5 minutes, you should see that Dosage Calc PowerPoint coming across, okay? You guys hear me?